Hey folks, welcome back to Dragonfly Projects. My name is Alex. I'm taking a quick break here from some windfall cleanup to let you know about 9 things that took us by surprise when we moved from the city to our new rural property. These are not positive or negative. It's not a list of best to worst. These are just 9 things that I personally was not expecting. Same for Claudia, that took us by surprise, that hopefully can save you some headaches if you want to make the same type of move. Let's get to the list. The first item on the list is water. This is the shallow well that was on the property when we first moved in, and lo and behold, it was one, clogged, and once we unclogged it, it went dry, so there was no more water. The well was not holding water anymore. This is a hybrid system. It uses a sand point, which is a giant peg with a metal screen around it, where water that's driven inside the sand, and then water infiltrates inside the spike, and you draw that water out. And this is also around 12 feet deep. It's called a shallow well, and it's supposed to hold the water, but the aquifer that feeds this shallow well has now gone dry. So we've had to pay a large sum of money to drill a deep well, which is a 6-inch metal pipe that goes all the way down to the bedrock to try and draw water from that region. We've done that. It was quite expensive, which we were not expecting. The other thing to remember is these systems are pump driven, so you need power to power your pumps. So if there's a power outage, that means no water. In the city, gravity feeds the system. Power outage, it's okay. You can still have some water. You can still flush the toilet. You can still shower if you have to. In a rural setting, if there's no power, there's no water. So you have to keep that in mind. And it was a learning experience for us. The second item on the list is what I'll refer to as utilities, including power, a means to heat yourself, and internet, which we still don't have right now. We're still on the waiting list for Starlink, and whatever is actually available is pretty atrocious speed-wise and quality-wise for the amount of money you have to pay. So right now we're still relying on the data on our cell phone, which the reception here isn't great. It has improved, but it's not great. If there's a power outage also, we don't have water because the pump requires electricity to run. We also had to buy a generator, which was quite an expensive purchase, but it is required in a power outage. I'm standing beside a pile of wood because I do hope that one day we'll get off the propane we're now using. Last year it cost us around $2,000 Canadian to heat the house for 1 year using propane. The price of propane has gone up. It does fluctuate. So now I'm wishing to use wood, which is a free resource. I'm going to say free as in free for me to acquire because there's plenty of it around me. And I'm hoping to use a hybrid system with an external boiler where you feed the wood, you burn your wood inside of the external boiler, heats up a liquid that gets piped into your furnace inside of the house, and that is your main heat source, with propane being the backup system. So obviously this was all new to us. I was not expecting propane to be this expensive, and obviously I did not expect, or I did not know, that no power means no water. So these are all things that we were not prepared for the first time it happened. So I'm hoping that this will let you figure things out and plan better than we did once you make your move to a rural setting. The third item on the list is the sheer amount of maintenance required for a large rural property. As you can see behind me, we have leftovers of the May storm that I am still in the process of cleaning up. It seems like when I don't know what to do and it's nice outside, it's going to be storm damage cleanup. We came from an urban townhome in the city where I had neighbors to my side and behind me. So the only green space for us was our front yard, which was probably 9 feet by 12 feet, which took me all of 3 minutes to mow. Now we have 2 acres of grass in front of the property, in front of the house to cut. We have the plantation, we have the Christmas tree farm to maintain, we have all the hiking trails to maintain, which is just some of the regular work we have to do around the house, which takes a lot of time. I don't mind that work, but it is something that you have to consider because it does require time and physical effort. And it is something that I was not expecting, but I am thoroughly enjoying the process of taking care of our rural property. Number 4 on the list is the cost of maintaining your property, the cost of acquiring equipment, and the cost of maintaining that equipment really caught me off guard. Now behind me, I have the attachments for the tractor. So a big mower, a brush cutter, a large 74-inch snowblower, the bucket. There's the tractor itself, the forks, the winch we had to purchase because of the storm damage, all the generator, the lawnmower, the lawn tractor, the chainsaws, the pole saw, and all the extra equipment that were required were things I did not own before. So those came at a sizable cost, but thankfully these are things that I'll probably hang on to for a long time. But if you are tight financially and you're getting into a big property, you might be quite surprised by how expensive equipment can get and how expensive maintenance of that equipment can also be. The 5th item on the list, and the one that really changed my life, I was not expecting it to change my life that much, but is the improvement of our mental health. Even Cora loves it around here. She's not stuck in a tiny house anymore. She gets to run around the forest trails. She gets to chase the squirrels whenever she feels like it. She has so much room to chase. I work a fairly stressful job. This place just relaxes me, just working around, getting to live my dream of starting a Christmas tree farm. Claudia gets to do her own garden. She gets to relax and work our trails. In the fall, just seeing the beautiful colors everywhere. Before a night shift, I'll just go for a walk with Cora. Just look at the beautiful colors, and it just turns your mood upside down. If you're feeling tired and you don't want to go to work, well, to be honest, it's so nice that you don't want to leave the property. You just want to stick around to enjoy it. But it makes me happy. It recharges my battery, and it definitely improves my mood. So having such a beautiful piece of property that you can call your own definitely changed our mental health for the best. Item number 6, the sheer amount of bugs, especially mosquitoes and black flies, deer flies, horse flies, the flies that bite a chunk of your skin off and leave with it. Most bugs around here are leave me alone and I leave you alone, which is fine. Yes, there's a ton of spiders and stuff like that. I don't really mind them, but being harassed by the mosquitoes and the deer flies from May to the end of July has been pretty bad. This is why I'm wearing some tick and mosquito repelling equipment. It works fairly well. We had some other things we could use. The Thermacell worked fairly well, that little item that releases a gas that keeps the bugs at bay. Obviously the bug spray was a big plus around here. We are trying some different things next year to remedy the amount of mosquitoes, but I was not expecting the sheer amount of stinging insects that are out there to get you and make your life miserable for those short months. So just an FYI, there's a lot of them and it sucks while they're very active. Let's move on to the next item. Number 7 on the list is just how far everything is now. Whenever I'm doing renovation inside of the house and I have to do a run to Home Depot, I have to really plan my trips ahead of time because it takes me 45 minutes one way to get to one now. So I can't just go there and realize I forgot something once I'm back home because it is quite a traveling distance. Same thing for groceries, same thing for anything else. We have to plan ahead now. So traveling time has increased, our fuel consumption has increased, so there is added cost there, but the pros of being here far outweighs those cons. So now we just have to plan ahead a little better and it's not a problem most days. So for item number 8, this might only apply to the province of Ontario in Canada. I am not sure if it's the same everywhere because it is very lender specific or bank specific. But the part that caught us off guard and caused me a great amount of stress is that I learned that a lender will only count 5 acres usually with the house to give the property a value. So we bought a lot more than 5 acres. So when the bank got the house appraised, the appraisal number came back very low, which did not match the price we paid at purchase. That means they were not ready to loan us as much money as we asked for. Luckily, in our case, we sold high, bought high, which means all the profit that we were hoping to put into renovation went as a down payment. With the crazy spike in mortgage rates right now and interest rates quickly rising, in the long run means we have a smaller mortgage and it's going to cost us less money. But we would have loved to be able to do all the renos as soon as we moved in and not do it paycheck to paycheck now as we're stuck doing. But just so you know, check with your lender before you purchase, or put a financing condition in your purchase agreement to know how much acreage will be counted and how much value the land will add to the value of the house before you purchase it, because you might get a very big surprise and not a good one. The last item on the list, item number 9, is the amount of subsidies that are available to you as a landowner to help you get ahead, to get a head start, to get your property going, to reforest. So you can check with your city, your town, your township, your province, your state, your country. There are options, there are grants, there are subsidies available to help you either rebuild, manage your forests. Just as an example, here in Ontario, we've applied and been approved for what they call a forest management plan, which means that you need to have at least here 10 acres protected to be part of the management plan. But as an added bonus of us taking care of the property is that they subsidize 75% of my city taxes. So I only have to pay 25% of the regular city taxes I would have to pay. So that is a big plus for us. Basically, we maintain the trails, we cut unwanted species, we promote wildlife, we try to be shepherds of trees. This plantation was subsidized through another entity. Basically, back in 2005, the ex-owners paid 35 cents per tree for them to be brought in, planted, and organized. So they didn't have to do anything, they just have to pay 35 cents a tree. And there's about 10,000 trees in this plantation. So make sure to call around, check around, ask your neighbors, ask other people. There might be money available for you, there might be grants and subsidies to help you get started, to help you plant, manage, or sometimes a forestry engineer or somebody in that field can come and help you talk and figure out the best way to maintain your property. I hope you've enjoyed the list we've put together. These were the 9 things that for us caught us somewhat off guard. They are not necessarily bad things or good things. Some of them were nice surprises. Some of them were added stress, but at the end of the day, none of them were deal breakers for us. These are just things that I hope you might not have considered if you're considering making the big jump to a rural property. That hopefully will make your transition a lot easier. And if you do get the chance, and if that is your dream, I am so excited for you. I hope your dreams come true, because this is easily the best move Claudia and I have made in our lives so far. Sorry, after having a kid, this is the second best move we've ever done so far. Actually, after Cora. So this is easily top 5 of the best things we've ever done, because we are so happy here and we can't wait to grow old together on this amazing property. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe. I do have more videos about rural properties and how to maintain it, and we do have big plans for our property. Lots of stuff coming down the pipe. We've started with the Christmas tree farm. If you have any comments, suggestions, remarks, leave them down below. I try to read through all of them and reply as much as I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Take care.